Alright, so now I'm back on part two, I guess you want to call it. But anyway, I mean, there's like a lot of problems. I mean, a lot of people I see in videos and movies and whatnot also knew from Trinity Gospel. When I say Trinity Gospel, it's referenced as church, but also the Trinity Gospel burnt down to the ground, I believe, in 1987. I mean, it just totally burnt down. Everything that was wood, the whole parcel side would burn out and everything else. Why would you put it back together? But if you look at the building now, I even remember walking through it, uh, what was left of it. I mean, the whole ceiling was gone overneath the church, over top of the church, and then underneath the church, um, and whatnot. The whole living place was burned out. I mean, it's technically, as far as I know, it's deemed in not the, what was that word? Uh, Unable for people to live in and whatnot. So I mean, at the same time, you're just kind of thinking, why put that kind of money into something like that? I mean, the floors were charred. They were charred pretty hard. But anyway, so all these people I see from Trinity Gospel through the years, and I see him out in movies and TVs, and a lot of people saying he's just jealous. No, not really. Like I said, you're a bum compared to me with all the money I have. But let's get to the truth about it. And why all of a sudden are all these people? And I mean, it's not a few people. I mean, we're not talking 5 to 10 people. We're talking 5 to 50, 5 to 60 people, and whatnot. You know, they're going through the church and whatnot. People laying stacks of $1,000 bills on the altar like there's some kind of Donald Trump and whatnot, or some billionaire. It's like, okay, I'm just here looking. I'm not actually a member. I don't believe any of this stuff. I don't believe any of this faith stuff they talk about. And I'll tell you why I don't. Because it's all, if you look at what they call a Satanist Bible, which is referred to the Black and Red Book, you'll find a lot of everything you're reading right there, which is busted up from Genesis to Revelations. You'll find it in the Black and Red Bible. But it's not a Black and Red Bible. It's called the Black and Red Occult of the BBL. One side talks about not believing, and the other side does. So ask yourself a question. When you say you hate Satanists, it must mean you hate yourself. It's interesting, huh? The word love is explained in the Black and Red Book. the Delete Erase BBL and Delete Erase Bible, but it's explained, love, Love, it's explained in the Black and Red Book. And it's explained as being evil. And it states that when you're in love between a male and a female, and you're not in love with the correct male and female, that your life actually becomes a tragedy. It becomes a path of destruction. It leads to that of things you would never do, such as pornography, or exposing oneself on the internet through a video to make money showing their body parts. But not body parts, delirious body parts, their body. So you gotta ask yourself that question. What part of breaking the law where the law states you cannot expose yourself to that in public? The video put on the internet on YouTube, G-Span, GTV, Pornhub, RedHub, Porn, whatever, Hamster something, that was a funny one. Hamster porn. You almost expected to see hamster porn, but you didn't see hamster porn. You saw people. Bestialities and sites. What part of that is legal? It's not. None of it's legal. That's why no one want to go back to Europe, because they know they're going to get arrested. Canada openly stated in the newspaper in 1988 it does not support any porn, pornography, any websites that promote it, or any type of bestiality. It doesn't promote any of that. But it will do everything it can to fight it. So when you see Canadian or United porn, yeah, United Kingdom porn, there's no one in the United Kingdom as far as Czechoslovakia. So if you're doing porn over there, then we'll just send the military in to get you out. Which they did that in 1989 to 1990 to remove all the pornography, all the people doing bestiality in Czechoslovakia as restricted zones. Because that's the only place you really could probably do it, because the military was kicking them out. Even the military says some of that was rather provocative. All the videos and movies that were seized by Christian people, Catholic people, Baptist people, Lutheran, Mormon. The military said they felt a little funny coming out of Czechoslovakia. And it was simple. Take ice cold bucket water and dump it on your head 4 times without passing out, preferably. There goes that car 3 times or 4 times up and down the road. That's interesting. Now the other part of it is some people are coming out and accusing other people back then and now of life repeating. It's like life repeats in certain areas. Well, this isn't a restricted zone in the U.S. It is restricted to some people. But when I say restricted, it's not, restricted because of problems with witchcraft or that stuff, or anything that is read in the Black Attire book. And when I say Black Attire book, it's spelled a certain way. It's not spelled out the way it sounds and whatnot. So, and the reason it's called that and not called by its real name, because it is a problem book. You start reading out of that and you start doing that, next minute you're this pretty little girl or pretty little guy. Next minute, then 5 to 3 years down the road, your looks went. Or your looks are gone. You look like you were in a nuclear waste zone. That's why no one touches that book. I don't even touch that book. I mean, I move it around every now and then, but that's so it stays away from people. But the United States supposedly said it has gotten its hands on it. It was in a quarantine zone. No one could understand why the book was in a quarantine zone. For a very, very good reason. It can create a huge problem. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I'll talk a little bit more about some other things.